सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेमदेवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We'll start from number 10. Sarvabhutastam Atmanam. Sarvabhutastam
सर्वभूतस्तमात्मानं
Sarvabhutani Chatmani
सर्वभूतानि चात्मनि
Sampashyan Brahma Paramam
सम्पश्यन् ब्रह्मपरमं
Yati Nanyena Hetuna
याति नान्येन हेतुना
Atmanam Aranim Kritva
आत्मानम् अरिणिं कृत्वा
Pranamam Chottaranim
प्रणवं सोत्तरारणिं
ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात्
ज्ञाननिर्मथनाभ्यासात्
पाशं दहति पण्डितः
पाशं दहति पण्डितः
स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा
स एव माया परिमोहितात्मा
शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम्
शरीरमास्थाय करोति सर्वम्
स्तन्नपानादिविचित्रभोगैः
तृण्यमानादि विचित्रभोगैः
स एव जाग्रत् परितृप्तिमेति
स एव जाग्रत् परिवृत्तिमेधि
सप्ने स जीवः सुखदुःखभोक्ता
स्वप्ने स जीव सुखदुःखभोक्ता
स्वमायया कल्पितजीवलोके
स्वमायया कल्पितजीवलोके
सुषुप्तिकाले सकले विलीने
सुषुप्तिकाले सकले विलीने
तमोभिभूतः सुखरूपमेति
तमोभिभूत सुखरूपमेति
पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात्
पुनश्च कर्मयोगात्
स एव जीवः स्वपिति प्रबुद्धः
स एव जीव सपित प्रबुद्धः
पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः
पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः
ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम्
ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम्
आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम्
आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम्
यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च
यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च
Once again the shloka पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात्
पुनश्च जन्मान्तरकर्मयोगात्
स एव जीवः स्वपिति प्रबुद्धः
स एव जीव सपिति वृद्धः
पुरत्रये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः
पुरत्रिये क्रीडति यश्च जीवः
ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम्
ततस्तु जातं सकलं विचित्रम्
आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम्
आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम्
यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च
यस्मिन् लयं यादि पुरत्रयं च
So he's starting this next mantra. Upanishad is starting this next mantra by saying Punaha cha. And once again, and once again means what? Means previous shloka he talked about Swapne Sajivaha. So Swapnavastha was talked about. Then Sushupti Kala was talked about. Sushupti Kala. So when Swapna and Sushupti are talked about, then again Punaha he says. Punaha means once again he has to come back. Come back. Simply sleeping is not acceptable. Bhagavan is not going to allow us to simply sleep just because we like to sleep. It's not going to work out. Okay. So that idea, punascha, means next stage is what? It's going to be another. He's saying punaha swapiti prabuddhaha. From that state of shushupti, two possibilities can happen. What are the two possibilities? Swapiti. Swapiti means gets into dream state or prabuddhaha. Prabuddhaha means waking state. Here buddhaha. Okay. It's a state where one is fully aware of the world around us. World around us. So there is a third grade book we are looking at, NCERT. We have reviewed it. English book or something. Or social studies, I forget now. It's called The World Around Us. It is the way the third grade English book itself is called like that. So I'm reminded of that. So that world around us we are aware of, and that state is called Prabuddha. So Piti dreams. So depending on what we don't know what anything can happen. Anything, anyone can happen. So we are going to spend a little time on this. So Punaha, same thing is going to happen again. That is another meaning of Punaha. And again means okay, this is how my life has been. And again, and again. Sleeping, waking, dreaming in between. Sleeping, waking, dreaming. This is what's been happening in my life. So this can be considered the autobiography or a biography of every human being. Somebody can ask the question. A mature parent will ask this question to the child who's going to college and coming back and mature enough to and talk about these topics. Suppose I say my autobiography is I slept, I woke up, I dreamt, I woke up, I did certain things, I woke up. And you're also doing the same thing. You slept, you woke up, you did things, you accomplished things, you accomplished more than what I accomplished. Okay, good. Now this is your autobiography. Your biography is not different from my biography. So what is it that really makes a difference? Like that, if the parent were to challenge the child, the teenager, yeah, make the teenager think a little bit. What is different? How are you going to say you are different from others? Are you different because you went to this particular college? Or are you different because you got these particular parents? What is it that makes you unique? So, like that, we challenge ourselves. Here, the Shastra is saying Punahacha means there is really no difference between any of us. Everybody is going through the same motions again and again. Okay? And here, he makes a very interesting observation, or interesting, profound observation. What makes this person wake up? What makes the person wake up? Oh, the alarm woke me up. Don't say that because then the next question I will ask: Who kept the alarm? You just walked over to your bedroom and then decided it will turn itself on or what? No, I kept the alarm. I kept the alarm. Okay, that's what woke me up. All right, you kept the alarm. Why did you keep the alarm? Or why is it at 5:30, not at 6:30? No, no, the class is at 6:15 in the morning Indian Standard Time. And so I kept the alarm. Third alarm, I may doze off, extra. So that too, I'm retired and all, so I don't have to work. I don't. This work going is not there. This what do you call that? The grind. But temporarily, the grind is not there. So I did it. Okay. Then why did you put the? Why did you join the course? Why? Why did you join the Kaivalya course? I can ask. Because of you only said course starts at 6:15, the class starts. Who asked you to come to the class? So look at the beauty of this analysis. The beauty is when I say I decided to get up at 5:30 or 5, I decided all right. But that is only a temporary cause in this discussion. We put a full stop there and say this is why I got up at 5:30. But if somebody starts asking probing questions, why 5:30? Why not 5? Why not 4:30? No, it's okay. I don't have to get up at 4:30. I've prepared for the class. I just have to get up, take a shower, and then come to class. Do namaskar and then come to class. That's about it. All right, that is temporary. Then we can go back. If we remember, then Vedanta, everything that you think is cause is also an effect. Why did you get up at 5:30? Why did you take this course? So what if you don't attend this class? Then you have to say something. No, I am committed to completing the class. I don't have any reason to miss the class. Like that you have to tell me. I am interested in this class. I am committed to the class. This topic is interesting. So like this you keep going back and back. There is really no karanam. You can't go to the root cause. In companies, they do what is called root cause analysis to troubleshoot situations, accidents, problems. In manufacturing companies, this accident investigation is a very big thing, and proper analysis has to be done. What exactly is the root cause? And then you can't say things. You can't blame people also. So you have to say human error, and then how do you prevent the human error? All that big analysis is there. Root cause. What we say in Vedanta is you are welcome to stop at a particular point. So that in the company, the root cause will stop at okay. Finally, it is human error. Human error, they will say, or it is some machine failure. This particular indicator was malfunctioning. Look at that. The indicator malfunctioning. Because of that, the whole an accident can happen. So something they will find out. But the next question: Why did the indicator malfunction? They have to look into all this. Or why did the human error happen today? Why? What is it that made this human error happen? And then there is no end to it. There is no end to it. But at some point, you end and say, okay, this is correctable. This human person can correct the error. And that particular device can be corrected, and we will analyze it. We'll find a way to prevent a future occurrence. Like that, you put a full stop. But in Shastram, we say, you really can't put a full stop. You really can't put a full stop. And I was giving another example yesterday at the our camp. I was introducing Vedanta to parents. Just 3 4 days were there. 3 days. We had some. I had some 5 6 classes maybe, maximum 7 6 classes I had. So so I asked them the question: Why are you and I sitting here? I signed up for the camp. Why did you sign up for the camp? I saw my friend forwarded this particular what do you call that poster to me on WhatsApp in this group. One particular group is there, parents group. Okay, now I can ask so many questions. I can ask so many questions. Correct? Correct. Why did your friend forward to you? Why she should forward to you? Why are you there in that group? Huh? Like this, so many things I can ask. Why is she your friend? How did she become your friend? Like this, we can keep asking. Then, purpose of that analysis is that
Five whys root cause analysis.
what is it?
Five whys root cause analysis.
5 eyes, is it not?
Why?
Five
Why?
eyes.
WHY.
5 eyes. 5 eyes, exactly. 5 eyes.
That's yeah.
5 eyes. Why? So they have that particular system. Correct? So here also we can ask many more whys. We can keep going back and back. We can keep on going back. At some point, you just have to just call it off. You have to call it off. There is no cause. That is why the Upanishad look at this. Because you can't say there is one categorical answer. You just say I kept the alarm for 5:30 and then you drop it off. I have a class at 6:15. You just call it off. That's it. That's why I woke up at so and so time. That's it. That is enough. That answers the question. And for now, between us, it answers the question. We are not trying to analyze life and karma and all that. Okay, that answer helps. That is enough. But then the Upanishad, look at what it says. Punascha Janmantara Karma Yoga. Upanishad is saying you are getting up because of karma. Because too many causes. If you really want to analyze, you can't analyze. There are too many causes. One question, first level itself, there are so many questions. Why did you keep the alarm? I want to attend the class. Why are you attending the class? Oh, now so many reasons are there. My brother said this, my friend said this, and this thing came in the WhatsApp. Like this, you can so many reasons. Now, each reason you can go back. Then that's what is a tree. Root cause analysis tree it is. Tree means it just branches off. One question leads to three questions, three leads to 10, and 10 leads to 30. Okay. Therefore, simple answer we give Janmantara Yoga. Janmantara. Antara, that word Antara in Sanskrit means another, another. In this case, previous, all previous. So, all previous Janma, Yoga, because of my connection to all my past Janmas. That is the literal meaning of this Janmantara Yoga. Swapiti Prabuddha. See, suppose somebody asks the question, I am awake now, experiencing this world and contributing to this world through my karma, my actions, and getting things out of this world also. Karma phalam also I'm getting. And so I say I'm leading a life, leading a life, leading a life. Suddenly I go to sleep. And I go to sleep at that moment. What an amazing thing it is. And the first time when I thought about it, I was just shaken. And I said, when I'm asleep, I am not even aware of this body. This body itself, I am not aware. The body doesn't exist. All this family doesn't exist. The house doesn't exist. All my accomplishments don't exist. All my idea about myself, who I am, I'm studying, I'm doing this, I'm doing a PhD. Nothing exists. My goals, what do I have any aspirations? Nothing. Means there is a state where I am unaware of any of those things. But so in a way, it is like death. It is like death. But the body, heart, and all is beating still. But otherwise, mentally, death only it is. And so, but then when I wake up, fortunately, everything comes back up exactly as it was when I slept. All the same issues are there, and wait a minute, I have to make sure I have to go to take the car to the mechanic.
The last thought is my first thought.
The last thought is my first thought. Okay, that's okay. That's good. Krishna even says that, I think. This before that, in the context of death, he says that you keep thinking about Bhagavan. So next Janma also you will think about Bhagavan. There is no, even God cannot stop you from thinking about Bhagavan. Like that he says that. So, same thing. Yeah, that's right. So, and therefore, that means what? That means nothing is really lost. What do you mean by nothing is really lost? Everything is there in a seed form. The tree has become a seed. And the seed will give birth to the same tree. What choice the seed can have? The mango seed cannot give grapes. And so that is how it is. So punascha janmantara yogat swapiti prabuddha. From that seed state, causal state, karana avastha, called sushupti avastha, the next avastha can come. It can be either swapna avastha or it can be jagrada avastha. Yeah, no order, no particular order. The only order we say is you can't go to dream state from waking state. That is the only rule that I think you can understand. That's not possible. If you say I'm dreaming, then you are aware that you are dreaming, and then that's another thing. That's a daydream. This guy sitting and then so relaxed you are. Yeah. Now, if you are not relaxed, you can't daydream. Okay. If you are not relaxed, you are thinking about what to do. Oh my God, so many things are there to do. This and that. Admission, these fellows admission, what is this, so many schools, and if you're born into a particular quote unquote caste, admission is impossible in Tamil Nadu, impossible. So this is what is going to be there in my mind. So where is the question of daydreaming for that person? Not possible. So anyway, so therefore, sapiti prabuddha, sapiti or prabuddha, if I'm asleep, I can either go to a dream state or I can go to a waking state. Either state is possible. That's what he's saying here. All right. So yeah, so we have to remind ourselves that there is a reason why the Upanishad is talking like this. The three states are very different. Three states are very different. Waking state is waking state. There's nothing like waking state. This is where all transactions are happening. This is where all actions are happening. And so-called samsara refers to this state only. It doesn't refer to dream state. In my dream, I conducted the marriage of my daughter. Means what? What kind of state? Nobody comes and talks like this also. You conducted a marriage, no? It's not easy to conduct a marriage. And you conducted a marriage, even though your children are still only 4 years old and 5 years old, okay? Still you conducted the marriage because you're thinking, parent is thinking about the future. Aspirations are there. So you conducted the marriage. Nobody talks like that. Why? Because the dream state, it has no connection with the waking state, really speaking. Absolutely different it is. Even though the raw material for the dream state, it comes from the waking state only. रॉ मटेरियल तो यहाँ पर है, वेकिंग स्टेट में से उत्पन्न होता है, देन उसके बाद ड्रीम. You can't dream of things that you have not seen or you don't know. Okay? You can't dream of. So the raw material is waking state. So that connection is there. But otherwise, there is really no, it's irrelevant. The dream is just irrelevant in the waking state. and totally helpless in the dream also. And so it is just a state, just happens. It is there. It's Bhagavan's Leela, dream projection. And we say in Advaita that a person who does not dream may not understand Advaita because we rely on the dream state. We rely on this example to say, hey, you can say your own projection, you can say it's real, and which is finally you wake up and say it's not real. Then how do you know this is not a projection? No argument is there for us. You can't say. You don't know. You can say pending. Oh my God, I think you may be right. Tell me more. That's the maximum you can say. Tell me more. That's all you can say. And thanks to the Shastram, we have more to listen to. So, therefore, this Shushupti Avastha is again very different from this Swapna Avastha, very, very different from this Jagrad Avastha. No connection at all between these two. There is just no connection. We just sleep and then we toss and turn and everything, and then we wake up and then we begin our activities. Okay? There is absolutely no connection. That is the difference. But then the Shastra is telling this to tell us there is a common thread. There's a common thread. There has to be a common thread. You can't take yourself to be the waker because the waker dies away. Waker doesn't exist in dream. Means the waking experience doesn't exist in dream. And the dream state and waking state both don't exist in Sushupti. Therefore, how can you be one of these three states? Beautiful analysis. It seems simple actually. It's simple only. But it's profound. Profound. So we don't use the word simple. We just say this is important. And say, since you say when you wake up, you say I only slept. Confidently also we are saying I only slept. That means I is always there. That common thread, what is the common thread is to be asked. That common thread has to be me. I can't be my experiences. My God, what a profound statement that is. I can't be my experiences. All experiences are sustained by me. Means what? No experience can happen without me. But I can't be my experience because I give up the experience. Waking state experience is not there in dream state. Dream state experience is not there in Sushupti. All experiences are resolved completely zero in Sushupti. Therefore, I can't be my experiences. I am only an observer of my experience. This is a huge step because now suddenly I have a window of opportunity to recognize who I am. God, that means all the things, all these burdens and all that. Is that real me? No, burdens are there, responsibilities are there. All the things will be there with that particular role, and so there is. It's a role. It's a role I'm playing. Like that, we begin to understand all that. So, so that is the sameness. That is why Krishna said this long ago in the second chapter itself. Dehinosmin yatha dehi kaumaram yauvanam jara. That I can understand. And this man is so confident. And somebody showed him a picture, and he said, "How did you get this picture?" No, I saw it in your DP. They say DP. DP means some profile. I think that profile picture is called DP or something. So it is there. Oh yeah, yeah. So what is this picture? It is some 50 years old, 60 years old black and white picture is there here. Yeah. So where are you? I was not able to make out where you are. Ah, that is me. That that thing, that person who is third from the left is me. How third from the left is me? Tell me, how is it possible? You are 6 feet tall now. This third person from the left is hardly 2.5 feet tall. You are 6 feet tall. Okay, 2.5 feet tall. You are wearing dhoti. This person is wearing shorts. This boy is having black hair. This man Hair itself is not there. Hair itself is not there. And so, wherever there is hair, it's black. Here it is all white, grey. So how can you say that person is this person? Everything about the person is different. This person's age is different, that person's age is different. Everything is different. But how confidently he says, that is me. Means what? That means what is he doing? He is just, in that conversation, in that one sentence, both the people who are conversing have dropped off all the things that are not identical. Correct? Without any discussion, without any explanation, without any prologue. Oh, now I'm going to talk about something like Vedanta, and you have to give up the body, mind, sense complex. Kuch nahi, kuch nahi. This is me, he says. Oh, that is you? Let's see. If it was this thing digital means you just zoom it up a little bit also. Wow, you look so different now. So, where does this confidence come from? Confidence comes from the fact the person knows he knows spin yatha. Without knowing, he seems to say that he knows spin yatha dehi. Kaumaram yauvanam jara. Jara means old age. Kaumaram young age. Yauvanam youth. So just as the same person goes through all these stages like that, Krishna was trying to say in that second chapter. You see how our conversations give away what we know, but we have never inquired into. We have never inquired into. Gives away. And so here also, and a new person is not born. The person who's born is the same person who was there before. And it's going punascha, janmantara yogat. Okay. And because I don't know this dehinosmin yatha dehe, yatha dehe dehinaha asmin dehe. So in this body, there is a guy inside this body who is the one who's observing all this. This body doesn't observe. Even the eyes don't observe, my dear friends. Eyes is jadam inert. It is just an instrument like thermometer. The thermometer knows nothing. It just tells you a temperature. Some reading something, they say it. Thermometer doesn't say anything. Doesn't know anything. And you have to make sense out of all these numbers. Too many numbers all over the place. And here they have a big medical report which has number. All over the place there is number. It takes some while to understand all this. Creatinine, doctor will say creatinine, and then you have to wonder what is this creatinine. So, so therefore, uh, this that idea that I am the same person, that idea has to be inquired into. That Dehe, and I don't know who this Dehi is. Dehi, the guy that is using all these eyes and mind, I don't know who that person is. Because I don't know, just like everybody else, I take myself to be that which I am not. I'm not the body, but I say I'm the body. I'm not the eyes, I say I'm the eyes. And anything that happens to this body happened to me. That's it. I'm finished. That's it over. Punascha. And therefore, Swami Paramathananda ji, hey, this is Alpa Swapna, all right. One day's analysis, there is a dream I dreamt last night, means there is Alpa Swapna. It is a Swapna that lasts a small period of time and you're done with it. But then there is a Mahaswapna also. And that is Janmantara Yoga that goes on and on back. It has been going on. It has been going on. And what is the difference between the two dreams or two sleep? Swapna that can be sleep also. The two sleep is what? Obvious. One sleep, this daily sleep, automatically I come out of it. Automatically. But the other sleep, Mahanidra, Alpanidra, I am out. Mahanidra, I don't come out at all. It is not possible to come out. Okay. And that is why the Kathopanishad, those of you who have studied Kathopanishad know. Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapya varan nibodata. Upanishad, she is telling Uttishtata. In Sanskrit, the word Uttishtata, it is a call. It is a request for all. Uttishtata. Yuyam Uttishtata. Yuyam means all of you. Hey, all of you. Uttishtata, get up. Get up means what? Some people use that statement to mean get up means do something, help society, think about yourself, think about the country, think about the future. Vivekananda made this very popular. Swami Vivekananda made it very popular, and there are people inspired by Vivekananda. Yesterday also there was a boy. He is in some sixth or seventh grade in this camp, and finally there was a talent show yesterday morning, and he Raghunandan, I think his name is. He read out Vivekananda's address at the Chicago, whatever that nation's that particular Chicago. And later on, he comes to me and says, Uncle, you know what? Last year also I did this. And I memorized this. This talk is there in my memory. But today I fumbled a little bit, so I had to look up this thing like that. He was telling me. Look at this boy. What can he understand about that address to this nation's by Swami? Where he is inspired. So that's beautiful. And so, uh, that's Uttishtata, Swami Vivekananda. But it is not get up and do something and all that. Shankaracharya's commentary. That's why you have to come to Shankaracharya. What does the Upanishad mean by this? Shankaracharya says, he says, because this mantra doesn't say who Upanishad is addressing. So it leaves it open for Shankaracharya to make an interpretation. And you know what he says? If you want later on, not now, after the class, you can look up the Bhashya. Interesting exercise. He says, Hey, anadi avidya prasuptaha. Anadi avidya prasuptaha, he says. Hey, you people who are all sleeping, prasuptaha, due to your avidya, which is anadi. Like that he's saying there. Okay. So Mahanidra. And that Mahanidra, nobody can wake us up. Not possible. And so that a jolt is required from somebody, some external source, some blessing has to be there, which has to jolt us. Only then it's possible. And so, so there he says, Anadi avidya prasuptaha uttishtata. Get up. Uttishtata means, you know what Shankaracharya says? Atma jnana abhimukha bhavata. Eh, Turn your attention towards yourself. Atma jnana also is it. Turn yourself towards something called self-knowledge. There is something called self-ignorance, and that is critical. No point building your big resume for year after year, decade after decade, you are building. Yeah, initially you have to build, but later on you have to ask, what is the purpose of building all these things? And so he says, Atma Jnana Abhimukha Bhavata in the Upanishad. Okay. And then Uttishtata, that is the meaning of Uttishtata. Jagrata. Jagrata. Shankaracharya, you know what he says? Ajnana Nidrayaha Kshayam Kuruta. I hope you understood. Kshayam Kuruta. Finish off. Destroy this. What? Ajnana Nidra. Ajnana Nidra. This long sleep you've had, which is caused by Ajnana. Okay? And what kind of Ajnana Nidra is it? Ghora Rupa Yaha. Its form is not funny at all. Ghora Rupam. It can create all kinds of things for us, which we don't want also. We want, and then the wanting and not wanting go hand in hand, two sides of the coin. So yesterday I had a lot of fun explaining all these things to our new parents, who were all absolutely, they didn't know. They came for their children only. They were very honest. One party came from, two parties from Hyderabad. Where is Hyderabad? Where is Coimbatore for a children's 3-day camp? Huh? Some beliefs they had that some good thing is going to happen in this camp. And many people, Coimbatore, Bangalore, Chennai, two people came. So it's all a mixed bag we had. But one thing common is everybody was young because their children are all, within this grades, within 8th, 9th grade. Second grade children also were there. So we had our coordinators were all sitting in the class here. They had their hands full. This is all I can say. My job is very easy to talk to parents, but these children and parents, and even after that, one feedback we got the feedback that my son was missing for some time, and I was just I didn't know what to do. Like that, she was saying. Anyway, but they loved the camp so much. They just didn't have words to talk. Unanimously, they loved it. I'm telling you, 25 children, 25 adults were there, excluding the teachers. Teachers were about 10 or so. All right. So, uh, so there, all these things I was explaining basic concepts of Vedanta and all that. I was telling them, hey, look, when you say black color, the black color does not exist without white color. When you say big, the idea of bigness does not exist. There is no concept called big discreetly sitting somewhere. No, the big idea has to depend on the idea of small. And the idea of small has to depend on the idea of big. These two are not absolute ideas, they're not absolute concepts. That is why when you teach your children, I was telling this to the parents, that is why when you teach your children or when you open up the children's first grade or second grade book, and guess what? Big will be there, next to big, small will be there. You can't teach big to the child without talking about small. Can you believe this? Okay? Dark, how can you explain dark to the child without talking about bright? Red color, blue color has to be there next to it, otherwise, red is meaningless. Then the child has to see different colors. Oh, yeah, yeah. Then slowly pattern matching will happen. Pattern matching has to happen. There's nothing absolute about red. Short, tall. What short, tall? How do you explain short? There is no short at all, really speaking. With respect to tall, short exists. With respect to short, tall exists. That's about it. And there is really no short, no tall. This is Vedanta, I tell you. This is just too mind-boggling it is. That is why he says, Anadi Ajnana Nidrayaha Ghora Rupayaha Sarvanartha Bija Bhutayaha, like that, all he says. You don't have to go there. Kshayam Kuruta. Purpose here is what? Anadi or Ajnana Nidrayaha. Anadi. So this Anadi Nidra is there. Mahanidra, Swami Paramartha, he calls it. Okay. So that so why did I say all this? A this alpas swapna and this sleep is there. That automatically I wake up. Okay, Janmantara Yoga, I wake up. By some karma, I wake up. My own karma wakes me up. Even if I don't want to wake up, okay, nobody will alarm. You just turn it off, and another 9 minutes I want to sleep. Okay, fine. How many 9 minutes can you sleep? Eventually, anyway. So you have to get up, and so there karma is waking me up. But this Mahanidra, okay, that is not automatic. That is not at all automatic. Okay, that also Yama tells to Nachiketa. What does he say? He says, Tasyaisha Atma Vivrutte Tanum Swam. Only the person who chooses to turn inward and want to know the Atma, that person only will have the opportunity to wake up. This waking up is not ordinary. God also cannot do anything to me. Not possible. God is telling Nachiketa, okay? God of death only is telling Nachiketa. Tasya Atma Vivrutte Tanum Swam. One more quarter is there before that. I'm not able to get it. Um, uh, he says, the person who chooses to know the Atma, then Atma chooses to reveal itself. That is what that mantra is telling. That is why Anandi, this goes on and on and on. Endlessly it keeps on going. Yesterday I introduced the idea last camp to this people about moksha. Artha, kama, dharma, moksha. What is that? What is the meaning of moksha? Like that I introduced the idea. Almost everybody told me moksha was just going to heaven. Vaikuntha or Kailasa. Everybody, I got the answer from them itself. And so, and some ideas I gave them. I think they found it to be very different and useful. So, here also, same thing. Swapiti Prabuddhaha Janmantara Yogat. And one thing we missed out. We have to also look at this Maniprabha. Maniprabha Punahacha. Okay, we are looking at Maniprabha also. If you have it, look at it. Otherwise, just listen. Punaha, and again we said, right? So, what Maniprabha says, Anandatma Swarupam Prapya Bhuyaha Api. Anandatma Swarupam Prapya, because that means the Sushupti is there. Anandam. So much joy is there in sleep. That Ananda Swarupam Prapya. Prapya means having attained that. Then Bhuyaha Api. After that, then again. Like that. He's saying, then Saha Eva Jivaha Janmantara Yoga. Janmantara Yoga means Prag Bhaviya Karma Anusara. In accordance with Anusar, iske Anusar, kiske Anusar? Prag Bhaviya Karma. Prag Bhaviya means that karma which happened before, which was gained before. Before means before the current life. Okay. That is what he's saying. Okay. Then Swapiti enters this Alpa Swapna, correct? Alpa Swapna, Swapiti. He's saying Swapnavasthanam Gacchati Sushuptyavasthanat. Swapnavastha Gacchati. It goes to dream state. Hey, but goes to dream state from what? It can't be from waking state. He's saying very clearly, look at that. Swapnavasthanam Gacchati gains or attains the dream state. Sushupti avasthanat, from Sushupti avastha. Okay, correct? What we said earlier, he's saying here, making it clear. And Prabuddhaha also. Prabuddhaha means what? Athava, he says, or either he goes from deep sleep to dream state, Athava, or Prabuddhaha means Prabodham Praptaha Bhavati iti Sheshaha. Prabodham praptaha bhavati means the state of waking arises, he says. Also from Sushupti avasthayaha, avasthana. But who?
Swapiti is
Swapiti means dreams, enters the state of dream. Swapiti. From that swapna avastha, that word swapi comes. Swapiti also can mean in a different context, just to sleep, that's all, without distinguishing between deep sleep and dream and all that. Just I went to sleep, if I say, then or he went to sleep, saha swapiti. He's sleeping. Swapiti.
Guruji, that Nayamatma Pravatinena Labhyo Navedaya Nabuhuna Shutena.
नायमात्मा प्रवचनेन लभ्यः न मेधया न बहुधा
Nabuhuna Shutena.
तेन
Yamevesha Vrunute Tena
यमैवेश वृणुते तेन लभ्यः. That was I will.
Deshamat.
यमैवेश वृणुते तेन लभ्यः. यम एव येष वृणुते. येषा means this guy. This guy येषः. Yam atmanam. Only the guy who chooses to go after Atma. Yamaivesh vrinate tena labhyaha. Only by him or her labhyaha can this moksha be gained. What a statement it is. That is why that Veda Vedanta, what it does to all of us, it makes us all responsible, first and foremost. It makes us responsible. It makes us aware about realities and take charge with our lives and don't get lost into a lot of other things. And it calls for maturity constantly. Raga, Dvesha, and all it keeps on saying. And Vairagyam, Vairagyam is needed. We'll talk a bit about that shortly. But anyway, that is the mantra, correct. Nayamatma pravachanena lapyaha. That means all this pravachanam study, I did so many Upanishads, I studied, I did all this. That is all good, that is all needed. But am I getting something out of it? Or am I trying to build a resume, a big list of things I want to study? That we have to ask. So that is what there Yama was saying. So Prabuddhaha, that person attains the waking state and the dream state from the deep sleep state. But who is this guy? Saha eva jivaha. Saha eva jivaha. That jiva alone. What do you mean that jiva alone? Hey, he's saying Anandatma Swarupam Praptaha. That guy who's there, Anandama Tungindraka. That guy was just sleeping so happily. That guy. Anandatma Swarupam Praptaha. The guy who got that is in that state. Eva Jivaha. Who is the Jivaha? Prana Avadharakaha. Prana Avadharakaha. The guy for whom this whole prana is meant for. He is the guy who's the central authority of this body, the owner of this body, and the sustainer of this body, for whom this body and mind is meant for. This guy is a jivaha. And Eva also commented, not left out, Natu Anyaha. Natu Anyaha means not somebody else, that same guy only, the common thread that is there between all these states, that person only, the same person who went to sleep, the same person who is sleeping, the same person who is dreaming, and the same person is now either going to dream again or going to wake up. That is what is being said. Okay, Janmantara Yogat.
Guruji, 1 minute. This in Brahma Sutra there is a adhikarana called Tadabhavadhikarana. It talks about all this. The same person, when he sleeps, same person gets up, not somebody else.
Okay. Generally, you are not there in satsang, no? So because you have some other classes going on. All right. Good point. Brahma Sutra. Brahma Sutram analysis. Brahma Sutram is a text which is not like Upanishad, which doesn't teach us Brahma Vidya. For the person who understands Brahma Vidya, and there is an extra text called Brahma Sutram which analyzes. Really, it is very analytical. It talks about what is the Upanishad really telling us. After understanding and teaching and everything is over, then now analysis. What is the Upanishad telling us? You should have told me this long ago. Why are you telling me now? But you trapped me into all this, and then now you're telling me what is the Upanishad telling us. No, it's the same thing only, but it's an analysis that ties all the Upanishads and other texts, including Bhagavad Gita, Veda Vyasa. Brilliant work these things are. Anyway, so I said one thing there, which is I said the waking up from Alpa Swapna is automatic. Waking up from this Mahanidra is not automatic. In order to wake up from my sleep, daily sleep, I don't need to do Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasanam, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and then Chitta Shuddhi, Vivekam, Vairagyam. All this I don't need to do. I will automatically get up. But for waking up from Mahanidra, so much is required. Okay, that is another difference between these two. One is Anadikalat, and another is Alpa, just temporary, very temporary. And so, then what happens when I wake up from this Alpaswapna? The Vikshepa Shakti and Avarana Shakti that were operating, right? Dream is because Avarana is there. I am unaware, I am totally ignorant, and I project a world. And that world is my personal world. Nobody else is involved in this world. It's my own personal world. Avarana and Vikshepa are there. And when I wake up from this sleep, daily sleep, what happens? That Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti drop off. Completely drop off. It is not active at all. It's not active. Now I am aware. I am aware of the world that is commonly available to everybody. Therefore, the personal Vikshepa is gone. Personal world is gone. Okay. Then Then what? But what about this Mahanidra? Suppose I wake up from this Mahanidra, thanks to all these teachings. Then what happens? Then also Vikshepa Shakti, Avarana Shakti goes off, patak. And the world will just disappear, right? No, it's not like that. It's not like that. Not like that. Avarana Shakti, Avarana is gone. Avarana is gone. No longer I see the world the way everybody else sees it. Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyan jagati sayyami yasyam jagrati bhutani sa nisha pashyato mune. Second chapter. No longer the person sees the things the way others see. Others see broad daylight and all this variety, and this guy also sees variety. All right, that is all superficial. Superficial. Important superficial. Okay, that person is never confused. That person is never going to. He is going to continue to eat nutritious food because for this body that is what is needed. Nothing is going to change. But now the vision is different. Completely different. Only Brahman is seen. Brahman manifests in all these forms is seen, and there can only be awe, 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 and just joy. And I am this Brahman. And so, point here is what? That Vikshepa Shakti, that projection does not went away in dream, but here that Vikshepa is there. That projection is still there. Projection. Whose projection? Ishvara's projection is still there. And the way I see things also, as even though a dramatic change has happened, the world continues to be there. The Jnani also has to confront this world, but the confrontation is going to be very different. Very different. Correct? And so these two differences we can make a note between the Alpa Swapna and Mahaswapna, Alpa Nidra and Mahanidra. Okay? So Janmantara Karma Yoga. Puratraye Kridati Yahacha Jivaha. What does it say here? This book. Puratraye Kridati Yascha Jivaha. Yascha Jivaha. Puratraye Kridati. Puratraye, now you understand. In these three cities, in these three states, Pura means literally city. Kridati. Now, our Acharyas see Mahavakyam coming. They see a Mahavakyam in all these things. Puratraye Kridati sa eva jivaha. Hey, if you go from one place to another place, okay, you go from Bangalore to Coimbatore to Chennai to Tirupur. Somebody came. The Bangalore party came to Tirupur. Their mother-in-law is in Tirupur. Then from Tirupur, they just it's such a driving distance, and they drove to Coimbatore. Then from Coimbatore, they're going to Bangalore. It seems, and etc. They're going. Hey, it's possible to go to many places. Why? Because I am not the place. I am there in one place, and this I can keep moving around. Keep moving around. Any place we want, we can go. Okay, and so same thing here also. Here also same thing. I am not my waking state, and there in the waking state, and therefore I can keep moving. That means we have to ask who is this mover? Who is the guy that's going back and forth? Puratraye Kridati. Kridati means place. It's just playing a game like thing, playing Kridati. Puratraye Kridati. And so that shows I am an indweller of the city. I am not the city. I am not all the experiences. That is very interesting. I am not any experience. So far, I've taken myself and the experience to be identical. And therefore, I'm stuck with all kinds of joys and sorrows based on this experience. But then, suppose the claim is made that how can the traveler be the city? The traveler is a traveler. That's why the traveler can go to different cities. City is different, traveler is different. That's right. City is different, traveler is different. And so I travel from one state of consciousness, if you want to call it, one state of consciousness to another state of consciousness. And so I can't be that state. Please don't tell me I am that state. It is not correct at all. So, uh, so therefore, from this we learn that we are not any of the experiences. Of course, we know we are not any of the experiences of the dream state. I brush it aside just like that. No, that was a dream, I say. Hey, if you say that was a dream, and that is not me, even though I had some weird experiences, what about the waking state? How can you suddenly latch on to the waking state like that? Waking state is important, no doubt. It is important. All this teaching happens only in waking state. It cannot happen in dream state. Even though sometimes we see our own Swamiji teaching in our dream, that is okay, let it be. But I can now say the experiences are sustained by me, no doubt. Without me, there is no experience. But I am not the experience. Underline the statement and just put it somewhere. I am not the experience. I have to experience, but I am not the experience. Atma doesn't experience that. Also, we saw Atma is not a bhokta. Atma cannot be a karta. How it can be a karta? It's not possible. And so, therefore, okay, mattah parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya myi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. 7.7. Myi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva. Hey, everything is strung on me like a bead, like beads are strung in a thread. That's what Krishna is saying. Like that, I am the one that is stringing these three states of experiences. And ask who is that string? That's what I have to ask. So, otherwise, what happens? I am preoccupied with my experiences, one after the other, one after the other. Enema? Yeah. So right now I am preoccupied with all those experiences. Experience. So preoccupied that I can even be called an experience hunter. I'm an experience hunter. What is the difference between the hunter out there who has a gun in his hand and me? That person is after some game. They say game. They call it game also. I think it's a wrong use of word. I don't agree with it. It gives the intention that you can play around with animals and keep shooting them all the time. That's a wrong use. And so he shot all these ducks. Then he goes somewhere else. I want to shoot deer. Then he wants to shoot more beyond deer also. It's not correct. All these words are just wrong. It just puts wrong ideas. And so anyway, that's by the way. So that guy is a hunter of animals. I am who? I am also a hunter of experiences. That's it. I have my own way of hunting experiences. I have some ideas of experiences that I want. That is the only difference between these two people. I am also a hunter only, experienced hunter. And I become caught in this mesh. In this net, I'm caught. Okay. And so I become preoccupied and without understanding that, hey, I am the observer of the experience. How can I and the experience be the same thing? Puratraye kridati. Puratraye kridati. And that is why Shankaracharya says in the Bhajagovindam, Balastavat Krida Saktaha Tarunastavat Taruni Saktaha Vriddhastavat Chinta Saktaha. That's it, our life is over. After one quarter gone with Balastavat, another quarter gone with Tarunaha, then whatever is left is all Chinta only is there. So that means we have not we've not gotten proper guidance. People are not there to guide. Otherwise, we are all gifted. We can pick up. I think this is not something special, but the guidance is not there. And so yesterday the camp, I told them I was trying to introduce the idea of nityam and anityam. Okay, this temporariness and permanence. That idea. Slowly we have to bring that idea. So I told them, look, Do you name your daughter Nitya or Anitya? No, Nitya only. Why? Just for a change, you have to be cool, Anitya also you should do. Anyway, I don't know what Nitya is. So why not call Anitya Nitya? Everything goes, Today, everything you have to be cool. And no, nobody is that cool. Huh? Even the fellow doesn't know any Sanskrit, nothing, no Vedanta, nothing is known. Even that guy does not call his daughter Anitya. Okay. What is Nitya? Nitya means permanent. That also they know. My God, these people are all intelligent people. They know Nitya also. Okay. And why? Okay, Nitya permanent. Why? Because I want to be permanent. Nobody wants to just leave this world. I want to be permanent. But at the same time, we have no choice but to accept the fact that we are not permanent. Okay, so that means everything is. So tell me, what is permanent? Is all these things that you have, is it all permanent? No, it's not permanent. And what are you seeking? You are seeking the impermanent only. If you seek the impermanent, you'll only get the impermanent. And within this grades up and down little bit, some things are there. You are better off, I'm not better off. That's all maximum. And so I told them that example. Amritam, we call our child Amrita. Nobody is Amrita. Who is Amrita? Everybody is going to die. And you are calling your daughter Amrita. Little shock, some shock treatment also I give periodically. Once in a while I do that. Some jokes periodically. I made them laugh also. And then periodically I say this. Anesthesia, no? They give anesthesia first. Then if they just poke it, with a needle. This is very harsh it is. It's not fair at all, I think. Anyway, I did all that. And so that's it. I'm caught up with all these experiences and without really understanding. And somebody comes and says, no, 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 you are not the consciousness you are talking about. You are this kshanikam. It is a momentary consciousness. They say Buddha said it, but I'm not sure if Buddha said it or not. But the Bauddhika idea is there. That kshanika vijnani he's called. Kshanika vijnani means Atma is a flickering consciousness, if I want to translate that. Flickering consciousness. Is even to say flickering consciousness and the non-flickering something must be there. If you are going at a speed of 60, 70 kilometers in the train, train ride we've all gone. And if I ask you to count the trees and the houses that are passing and how many people are there and all, you can't count because it's going so fast. You can't see. You can see houses moving by like that, but how can you count the people and all? Not possible. To count, you have to be steady. You cannot be moving. Only the unmoving thing, unchanging thing can recognize change. So flickering consciousness is a great idea, all right, but it will fall flat. That vision can't stand scrutiny. So all these ideas we can bring. That is why for us, Vairagyam is a very big value. Look at this, from consciousness, we are coming back to Vairagyam, which is actually an attribute, a discipline. Why Vairagyam is an attribute? Vairagyam says, hey, so many attractive things are there. Attractive and non-attractive are all just points of view, and nothing really is an absolute idea. And so, in order for me to encourage this thought that nothing is absolute, I have to withdraw myself from all these objects. That attachment I have. Withdraw means what? That attachment mentally, that attachment that is there, I stand aloof. Only then it helps me recognize this changeless Atma. What a beautiful idea. We are now connecting that Vairagyam to this one. So, yeah. So, therefore, just as we can appreciate dream as not as mithya and be indifferent to it, can I appreciate the waking world as mithya and be indifferent to it? Different means from a truth perspective, not from Vyavahara perspective. That is a question Upanishad is asking. Upanishad is going to talk about Mahavakya. here in this particular mantra. And so, yeah, a lot of ideas. I'm thinking what we should say. The dream is a projection. So the word mithya, see, in Bhagavad Gita, the word mithya doesn't come. I don't know if it comes. I don't remember at all. Maybe it is there, but I don't see it. I can't. Mityacharasya
मिथ्येष
uchyate.
व्यवसायस्ते मिथ्येष व्यवसायस्ते I forget the rest of the shloka. It starts like that.
It starts how again?
मिथ्येष व्यवसायस्ते.
Oh, okay, I see.
I'll look it up.
Yeah, Mityacharasya uchyate, he says in the second or third chapter. But that is different. That mithya is different. It is just somebody who's a hypocrite. Okay, that's what he's talking about. But in Panchadasi, number 2.70, if you want, you can make a note. Yad asat, yad asat, uh, yad asat bhasamano. Okay, tat mithya swapna gajadipat. Swapna gajadipat. You don't have to write it later. So that which appears as real but really is not real. That's all. That is the simple definition of mithya. What was our technical definition of mithya? Mithya is that whose existence depends on something else for its existence. It borrows its existence from something else. That whose existence does not depend on anything else is called satyam. That is how we defined it. Okay. So here also, if I can appreciate dream as mithya, then I must be ready to appreciate this world also as mithya. Why? Because in mithya also there is subject-object division. What was the problem in dream? Dream, what was the problem? The problem is I created a whole world and I put myself also in my dream and I thought the whole world was different from me and I was relating. There is a subject, there is an object. Subject is me, object is everything else in the dream. And I created this make-believe subject-object experience. Correct? It's total make-believe and not knowing at all that this whole dream world is just my own projection. Every part of the dream is me. There is really no division at all. There can't be a division because it is all me. Then you come to the waking world. Waking world also, there is subject-object. Subject-object division is there. I take it as real. I take it as absolute. There is no evidence available. Without any evidence, I take it as absolute. Now the Upanishad is providing me the evidence. Hey, the evidence is there in dream. In dream, the evidence is there. And what is evidence? This subject object is make believe. It makes you think it is real. Like that. It is the same thing here also. Same thing in this waking world also. Subject object. Means what? Me and everything else. That is subject object. Everything else is real. I am also real and I have to deal with everything else. This is my idea of reality and this is called samsara. So that's the whole idea. So even though the words, this whole mantra is easy to translate, it's not difficult. But it's an opportunity for us to explore these ideas and threadbare and then strengthen our understanding. We already understand. Those of us who have studied already understood this. But different ways of looking at it. Our Swamis and all do a wonderful job of explaining this. So we want to do some justice to that. We'll continue this. We're not done yet. Puratraye. Yeah, so everything else will follow through after this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om
धन्यवाद.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ
ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
Yeah, Himaji, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, check with my father and be back. Yeah, Himaji, go ahead.
That Janmantara Karma Yoga, you said, no? That karma word now is being very much used in the Western society also. They're also using almost in the same meaning. Karma repeats itself. So that they've taken that concept, because see, now that I'm here, whenever I browse in my phone, I see a lot of things from here only. I don't see many Indian things, either in Facebook or anything. A lot of the local things only come. At least 30-40% of the posts have that word, karma, repeat, karma, this thing. So they've taken that concept. Is it? I mean, just curious to know.
Yeah, it is their karma that they have to borrow the word karma from our karma. So let it be. Let karma play out. Let's see what happens. Thank you, Himaji. Yeah, Niruddha, go ahead.
So it's the same as Mithyachara. Yadahankara Mashritan Yotse iti manyase Mithyesha Vyavasayasti Prakrutisam Niyos. 1859. I think it's the same usage like Mithyachara. So you're not behaving your true self, not the dependent reality. So
Correct.
So that was one. So Guruji, just one caution. Anita is a very popular name, at least north of Bangalore, maybe. so Anita.
So I didn't say Anita though.
So Anita is the same as Anityam, no?
I don't know. I have to look into it. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe not.
It can't be Anirudh. It can't be. In our culture, nobody will have a name. If they know the meaning of Anita as Anitya, they will not name their daughter as Anitya.
Yeah, true.
It has to mean something else.
And Anita is a name in the West. We know that.
Yeah.
Wherever that came from, we can forget. But it's it's a name in the West. We come across it. So Guruji, one main thing I wanted to. So in science fiction, no, this simulation business is a very big thing. That the world is a simulation, right? I mean, I'm sure you've come across it. First level simulation, second level simulation, third level simulation. So nobody, even over there, they cannot disprove it that this is a simulation. What they resort to is the
Sorry. They cannot disprove that what is not a simulation.
that the world is not a simulation.
Oh.
That we are not in a giant computer. Nobody can disprove that this whole is a giant computer. Nobody can disprove. What they resort to is the energy. So they say that for a computer to be this big, to be this much of a simulation, the energy requirement for that simulation is so high that whoever is simulating, correct? Whoever is simulating must have source of energy which is physically we cannot compute. So impossible. So it's a negation of a negation, right? But it is the way they resort to it is from the other side. If we try to simulate, even when we try to simulate a game, the computing power required for that game simulation is higher and higher and higher and higher, and the game, at some point the game breaks down. It is never real, right? So for us, when as conscious beings we take this as real, that means the energy that has been put into this simulation is so high that it is physically impossible. It's like whatever, astronomical, which is what we are also probably going to be ending up saying. The Sarvakarta has that energy, that can create this simulation.
I see. So there is an idea that this world is a simulation.
Yeah, there are movies also on that. There's the very popular movie in the 90s, Matrix. The whole thing, very popular franchise of movies, right? So that the whole thing is a simulation, but they negate it or try to negate it from the other side.
But who are the people that are saying this whole thing is a simulation? The movie makers are saying, or scientists are saying?
Well, the movie makers are borrowing scientific and philosophical ideas, as it usually happens, right? Movie makers popularize all these scientific ideas, and then there are a lot of philosophical. There are enough YouTube videos that get served to you. If you just say world is a simulation, you'll get enough, and very. I mean, even people like Neil deGrasse Tyson, they also opine on it, right? I mean, he comes at it from this side that if we try to simulate, we will not have the computing power to be able to simulate because we can't harness so many energy sources. So anyway, so the conversation is very much mainstream. It's not just some crazy people talking about it. Pretty big people have also opined on it, but they come at it from a different perspective, of course.
Very interesting.
There is a scientist by name David Chalmers who written Reality Plus. It's a virtual reality he's talking about. He mentioned Narada's dream also in that.
Okay.
What's the name of the book, Prasadji?
Reality Plus.
Reality Plus. I will look into it.
Yeah. David Chalmers. He takes the Egyptian, Greeks, no, the Chinese Jeongjo's dream, in which he talks about the butterfly, like his butterfly. Whether it's like ye such, I was such, similar to that, whether I am a butterfly or I'm a human. So that's the type of doubt he gets. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's one example. And similarly, Naradas, so he mentions from there, he goes on virtual reality simulation and all.
Okay, thank you.
So this Narada's dream, is that what you said?
Yeah, Narada's dream where he goes in. I mean, two versions are there. One I heard was earlier, like when Krishna was talking to him, and suddenly he asked him to go and get water. He goes to get water, and he saw a beautiful lady, and he gets married into that lady and produces so many children. and suddenly when a big calamity comes and all daughters and they are all washed away, and suddenly he wakes up and Krishna is there in front of him. So so that's the dream he goes through actually. So he's asking about like what is reality? I mean, so something like that.
My friend posted this in 2 days back in FB, Ravi Ishwaran, with the picture and all. Naradas, Maya.
So 1 minute. So in this story, Narada's dream means, what are you saying? Are you saying that he is dreaming in while he's awake? What is the conclusion of that story? What is the conclusion of this?
Yeah, it's a dream of him actually. So he actually goes into dream, and then as if he's talking to Krishna, and Krishna asks to get some water, and that's how
Right.
it goes on.
Okay. So he's saying that, is he saying that maybe the dream, so-called dream and reality is very fuzzy? You can't really separate the two that easily.
So he's asking like the our problem, like the Maya, how we get bondage. So that's the question actually. So he understands now bondage there.
Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Mahesh, go ahead.
Namaste. To answer Anirudh's question, no, Anita is a name used in Western Abrahamic religion, meaning grace.
Yeah, yes. Yes,
Grace.
I had heard
So
the
they
name. I did
use
not
it,
know
like
where
Anita
it,
Hill.
what it meant.
Jayakumarji, you may know, I mean, Anita Hill, very famous in
Yeah, Anita Hill, yeah.
Clarence Thomas confirmation.
Clerk or whatever.
Anita is, I don't know whether it is an Indian-based name. I know it is Latin-based, but it is used in Western world.
In North, they have names for girls, Anita. Many girls are named as Anita. I had so many students, Anita.
Right. Anita means grace, and the question is, what does it mean? First of all, does the word exist in Sanskrit? I'll be interested.
I don't. I just searched the dictionary. Nothing. Anita only comes. Nothing Anita comes.
Anita is there. It means destitute.
Oh.
Okay.
Just now I saw destitute.
Oh, okay.
No light or something like that.
Na Nita. Naita. Naita Purusham Maria. Na Nita Anita.
Maybe Upasarga and Nita. Anita. Could be.
Okay. So we'll look into this. Thank you. Thank you, Mahesh.
Another thing, Jayakumarji, is that last about 2.5 days attended the Maharudram in Houston by SVBF. The reason I'm telling you this is the time I saw Arani used to generate the Agni. So this is the first time I saw in Houston. I mean, I've seen this in India when I was young. In Kerala, they have used this Arani. Nambudhiris use it. I have seen it. But in Houston, this is the first time. I mean, I attended several Maharudram, but never I have seen Arani being used.
This is not the first time. Actually, in Shiva temple, when Vivek...
I know. I am saying I am not seeing.
Yeah, you are not seeing it. Okay. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, do that. They do that. So the possibility is there. Aranis are available.
Yeah, available. But, many places, other places, I have not seen people using it. They use camphor to light the thing or matchbox and camphor or from a lamp, and then that's it. But here and it took a while. I mean, 2-3 people. First it came a little bit, and then it got kind of extinguished. Then they did it again. But it was, you showed us the video and all, but it was nice to see something in actual, real.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all.
Very good. Thank you, Mahesh.
Thank you.
Hariji, go ahead.
Hari Om. When you were talking about Mahanidra, I happen to remember Swami Paramarthananda's one of his discourses where he says, Venkateshwara Suprabhadam is not for Venkateshwara, it should be for us only because we are in Mahanidra, and we have to chant the Suprabhadam to wake us up.
I remember that. I remember that shit. Swamiji would say, who are you to put Bhagavan to sleep? It was waking up Bhagavan. That too. Kausalya, Supraja, Rama, Purva, Sandhya, Pravartate. Yeah, wake up, Sri Rama. Wait. Sri Rama is awake only. Very interesting. I found that to be very interesting, very humorous.
Yes. It was very humorous, hilarious.
Thank you, Anji. Prasad, then Mahesh.
Kumarji. So actually, it's about the same thing. I think in Bhagavad Gita, Swamiji at some place, I referred probably a few months back again, it's talking about Nityalaya and Mahapralaya and then Atyanta Pralaya. So I think they are the same, resolution, but during, so Nityalaya is like our deep sleep coming back. It was as is again before, like as before. Similarly, Mahapralaya is also as before because it is manifest, unmanifest, moving from there. And Moksha is Atyanta Pralaya, we talked about.
Correct.
Also talks about it.
Mamuji, you said something?
Paramarthananda also talks about this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prasad. नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वन्तरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामयविनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्रीमहाविष्णवे नमः.
धन्यवाद.
धन्यवादः.
Thank you.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
You.